Well, finally out on the bike. It's been a couple of weeks. And you'll know why if you live in the UK, because it has not stopped raining. I went out on my mountain bike last Wednesday for a little spin. It rained. It's just rained. Incessant rain. The whole of February. We're in March now, so let's hope for a better month. I almost forgotten how to ride. Got on the bike and almost fell off. Tried standing up, my legs were so weak. Hardly move. Look at the water here. I'm going to head through Bishop's Bourne, do one of my favourite rides. 25 miles, try and get back into the swing of things. Try and get some fitness back. Cold today. Couple of degrees C. There's going to be a lot of mud on these roads, but you've got to go for it whenever you can. This is the Pilgrim's Way. I've been down here many times before. Pilgrim's Way out of Canterbury. And if you follow it through the final destination, it takes you to Dover. And then I guess once you're over into France, you can head towards all the other religious sites. Lourdes, Santiago de Compostela, what it's called. That'd be a good ride, that. Wouldn't mind doing that one day. When I'm retired. Take the whole summer off. Cycle across Spain. France first, then Spain. One day. So this is the alternative route to Bridge. Because the road to Patricksbourne is closed. It's been closed for ages. So what's in the news this week? Not much really. Donald Trump seems to be the favourite for the Republican nomination. Seems to be winning everything. So hopefully he'll be in the White House again and get rid of this dead duck Biden. It's an embarrassment. I mean, he's obviously got dementia. You really want him with his finger on the button? You definitely want somebody a bit more coherent, don't you? I think his last interview, really didn't know where he was. In the UK, we've got the Lee Anderson debacle, calling out Sadiq Khan for his favouritism, really, of the Islamists in London. They seem to be untouchable. You know what they like. Wave their flags, shout whatever they like. And none of them get arrested. You can imagine it if it was the EDF, the English Defence League or something like that, doing that kind of thing. Clubs would definitely be flying. Cops would be out on horseback, clubbing them over the head. But whatever reason, the Islamists are untouchable in London. They can do what they like. And Lee Anderson really just pointed that out. But everyone knows it. It's obvious. I mean, he's obviously not a great man of words, is he? He's an ex-miner or something. You know, he's not a member of the intelligentsia. He just says it how it is. Well, he's in tune with the common people, I think. Unlike Richie Sunak and the rest of the Tories and Labour, let's not let Labour off the hook. And George Galloway was elected to serve Rochdale by a massive majority this week. Gorgeous George. How did he manage that? Incompetent Labour Party. Don't know their arse from their elbow. They didn't say anything upsetting somebody. They wanted to keep the Muslim vote. Well, it looks like they've lost that now. Certainly in the north. So it's going to be an interesting election in a few years' time. Well, in a few months' time. I do think the Tories are going to get annihilated there. Nothing works in this country. The NHS is a disaster. Schools, hospitals, the roads, you name it, nothing works. Unfortunately, the alternative is somewhat worse, isn't it? The useless Labour Party. I'm into Bishopsbourne now, via the long route. So I've got up to Marley. Roads are nice and quiet. Definitely feeling it. Been out of the saddle for too long. It's so easy to convince yourself not to go out and just stay indoors. It was cold. Truth is, once you get cycling, it's quite warm. I have to take my gloves off, hat off. Could do with taking a layer off as well, but yeah, once you're out, it's fine. And I've got to keep telling myself to get out on the road and keep cycling, because that's what's kept me going for the last year. I told myself if I ever got back out on the bike, I'd never stop again, because I wasn't very well a year ago, and I thought I'd never ride again. So it's like a second life, a second chance. I'm not going to throw it away. I'm going to keep doing it. Keep cycling. You don't want to let yourself go as well, because come the springtime and the summer, you want to be out again. You don't want to start from scratch, struggling up the hills. You want to be fit and ready for it. So you've got to push through the winter. Keep going. Just turn right here down Marley Lane. See what it's like. I know it's going to be grim. It's grim in the summertime when it's been raining. But in the winter time, let's see what's in store. So thanks to all of those that have subscribed to my channel. I seem to have had a massive surge in the last couple of weeks. I was on about 100 and something for ages. I've got 230 subscribers. Thanks everybody, appreciate that. Seems to be down to one video though. Seems to be the road rage video from the summertime. Gone semi-viral, that video. I didn't think anything of it at the time. I just put it up there because the guy annoyed me, and I told him that I was going to put it up there for him to see, because he was a bit of an idiot really. He was blowing his horn as I was coming down that hill right behind me. There's nothing much I could do, there's nowhere to go, and he's right on my backside blowing his horn. So still can't get over the fact that he had the balls to wait for me at the bottom of the hill. I'm not a small guy. I mean, that could have been one of those psycho people that, you know, beat him up or something. I listened to what he had to say and then just cycled off. Asked him where he wanted me to go, what he wanted me to do. There's no space. I was doing 35 miles an hour. I've checked that. My average speed, usually when I come down that hill, I've checked with Strava. I don't use Strava all the time, but I wasn't using it then. But usually coming down through that section, I'm doing 26 or 27 miles an hour, and that's the average speed, of course. So there's some sections that are flat and slower. So I must have been doing well over 30 miles an hour coming down that hill. So I must have held him up for all of 2 minutes. Strange behaviour, isn't it? There's some strange comments on YouTube. The majority of people seem to be on the cyclist side, but one or two people seem to think I shouldn't be on the road at all. Perhaps it's him. Roads of cars. Roads are for cars. Well, I mean, originally roads were for the horse and cart, not for cars. But I pay my road tax, I have a car, and when I'm not using my car, I can ride my bike as an alternative. Keeps me fit, and is good for the environment, if you believe in all that stuff. So he's on about, don't know what some people are on about. Some people just hate bikes, hate cyclists. You see it. Some people will stop and give you space and time, and other people just fly straight at you. Even on a road like this, I've had people just accelerate towards me, and you've nowhere to go, have you? In the bushes or in the potholes, and thrash your bike up. So I had a strange range of comments. I'm just going to keep doing what I do. I always let cars go if I can, if there's space. I don't want to hold them up. I don't want them stuck behind my backside for miles on end. I just had a car behind me a few minutes ago, I let it go. But if I'm coming down a hill like that, and there's nowhere to stop, I'm just going to keep going. They can just wait. I don't think I'll never have another video like that. That was the my biggest number of hits, thanks to that guy. I'm not going to go out purposefully and look for that kind of event. It's too dangerous. People are too unpredictable. I don't know what they're going to do. So it's just best to stay out of their way as much as possible. That's why I do these country roads. Most of the time there's nobody on them, only me. If you look at my other 57 videos, I don't think any of them are antagonising car drivers. That's not what I went for. Just one or two people that think they're right the whole time. I guess that guy was an ex-copper, so comes with the territory, doesn't it? Thinks he's right. I think the rules have changed for cyclists now and pedestrians. I think the hierarchy is pedestrians, then cyclists, then cars. So if I wanted to, I could cycle in the middle of the road. I couldn't do anything about it. I've got priority. It's my right of way at all times, unless there's a pedestrian. So I could do that, but I don't. I don't think I've seen any other cyclists do that either. They're generally very considerate. I mean, you know, I drive a car as well, so I don't want to be stuck behind cyclists for miles on end. But you've got to be considerate, haven't you? Especially if it's not going to really steal much of your time. Just forget about it. Right, and turn right here. Head towards Linsaw Bottom. Love that name. Linsaw Bottom. And then Petts Bottom. Love this stretch of road. Wind is in my face this time though. Usually it's from a tailwind. You can fly along here. But this is the bottom of the valley. Linsaw Bottom and Petts Bottom. A great stretch of road. A hill on my right there, that's the super steep hill. Right, Woodgate Hill. That's a beast, that is. If you want a hill to climb and you live around here, Woodgate Hill. Great coming down it, as long as your brakes work. And quite a few cyclists today. They've all been desperate to get out after the wettest February on record since records began, all of like 120 years ago. And you realise that the Earth's 4.5 billion years old. I'm sure it's been a wetter February than that at some point in those 4.5 billion years. The net zero mob. Crazy. I'm an unbeliever. And I'm certain that we're contributing to the rise in CO2. There's no doubt about that. The question is CO2 heating the atmosphere? And there's no evidence of that. In fact, if you look, it's the other way around. If you look at the data, the temperature rises first and then CO2 increases, not the other way around. Look at this. This is what I mean by considerate. And see you. Thank you, a nice wave. Thanks up. Yeah, he was putting a face, but that was no problem, was it? Yeah, look at all the data. The temperature rises first and then CO2 levels rise afterwards, not the other way around. So it's not a causal effect, as they say. The data isn't correct. They know it as well, they just don't want to admit it. Too much money to be made, ripping us all off. If you look, there's some interesting videos out there from eminent scientists. Not every scientist agrees with the net zero nonsense. There are other scientists from respected universities, Princeton, Yale, etc., top universities in the world, who disagree with it, with the climate alarmists. And you think about it, if you measure the CO2 level in your living room, when there's 2 or 3 people in there and the central heating's on, I guarantee it's over 2,000 parts per million. I know it is because I've tested it myself. Everyone seems happy. Nobody's dying of CO2 poisoning. Current levels are around 400 parts per million. Which are historically low. If you look back through some of the ice cores, 400 parts per million. It's quite a low level of CO2. It's been way over 1,000 parts per million historically, even 2,000 parts per million. And CO2 is plant food. The more CO2 there is, the faster the plants grow. Tuck it all away, shove it in the ground. So plants love CO2. It's fertilizer for them. I think there's evidence that shows if they double the CO2 levels to 800 parts per million or 1,000 parts per million, it would have no effect on the global temperature. Nothing. Some people are just making a lot of money out of it. University research, they're throwing money at it. Why would you want to give up on that? Years of research, isn't it? Fully funded research. Get PhD students to do even more research. Get rid of more nonsense. Absolutely no evidence. They're scratching around looking for some evidence and there isn't anything. Even the fires in Greece last summertime and across the European Union, they discovered that most of the fires were started on purpose by arsonists. Nothing to do with global warming. I think I'll pull over for this person. Farmers have been protesting in Canterbury today. Haven't got enough land for themselves. Need more. What more do they want? They bloody own everything. So that's it for today. First ride in a couple of weeks. Let's hope that this is the start of spring and get out more often. Otherwise you seize up, don't you? When I got back on the bike I could hardly ride. My legs didn't know what to do. Couldn't clip myself in, I thought I was going to fall off. Back into it now though, back into the swing. It's getting cold now, so it's a good time to get home. So I'll see you on the next one. Thanks for all those new subscribers. Sorry if you think I'm going to do more road rage videos. I'm not. That was a one-off. I generally just do cycling videos around Kent. So probably not going to be as exciting as Mr. Road Rage video. So that's it till the next time. Cheers and I'll see you later. Bye.